Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Heather Hutchison and I am a single mother of 4 kids. My oldest will be 18 in about a month, and he has valiantly pushed back and battled against mental illness and working on his mental health since he was a toddler. And I started this channel to be a place to encourage other families and help educate and empower you guys, and to create a community where we can have a safe place to talk about what it's like to be a caretaker of a child with mental illness. I have been researching and writing and being a part of the mental health community for a lot of years now, and have really desired to be an advocate for families and for children with mental health issues. And I started researching when I thought that I would start a YouTube channel. I wanted to see what else was out there, what the conversation was happening, and what I found was almost nothing. I did find one awesome TED Talk, and it was fantastic. It was educational, it was encouraging, it was powerful and dramatic, but it was just the one TED Talk. It wasn't like an ongoing conversation. What I didn't find, and maybe you're out there, if you are, please say hi, was any other channel that had an ongoing conversation or was building a community for families who have a loved one with mental illness. And I have looked and desired for that community since my son was a toddler, and I just have never found it. I think maybe part of the reason is that we're tired. So when you are raising or caring for someone who has mental illness, it's overwhelming. It can feel very lonely. It can feel like you're failing. It can feel like you don't have the answers. You can feel very isolated, very different from your peers. And so oftentimes we don't identify ourselves out in the open because there's nothing on our physical features or their physical features that would alert anyone else to the fact that we're all sharing these similar struggles. But I also think it's because of the stigma, obviously. There's a lot of us who aren't talking publicly because we don't want to either expose our families to judgment or harsh criticism that we maybe have already seen and heard from friends and family, strangers and doctors, or it's just too tiring to think that we can put ourselves out there and try to make a difference and still maintain that wall and that buffer against some of the pushback that comes when you start talking about medication and different ways of parenting and some of the struggles that come with this. So I recognize that there is a need for this, and I want to be someone who can help facilitate and meet that need of a community for my own sake and my child's sake, but also for so many of you out there who I have a feeling really could use this too. Another thing that I noticed is in that TED Talk, the mom, who again spoke very eloquently, she didn't identify her son by name, which I totally and completely get, and I have zero judgment about that, for real. There are a lot of families who don't identify their children by name or even put their children's faces on social media who don't have mental illness, so I totally get that. But my son and I decided years ago that we wanted to work together to kind of help break this stigma and give like a face to mental illness and like how we can survive and thrive and share our gifts and talents with the world. And we're going to share our identities. So my name's Heather and my son's name is Samuel, and he's a phenomenal kid, but we've had a lot of struggles and many, many dark years that I'm sure a lot of you can relate to in a way that regular families, I use that term loosely, families without mental illness issues can't really relate to. So hi and welcome. I want you to put your information in the comments down below. This is just the start of this community. We're just getting it kicked off. I have so much to share with you. I have so many ideas of so many places where I think that you'll identify with my story, which I've recognized is a really powerful thing. I think is it Brene Brown? I think it's Brene Brown. It might be Glennon Doyle. I'll have to check on that. But one of those phenomenal women says that Me Too are some of the most powerful words in the English language, and I couldn't agree more. When you find someone out there, when you're sharing some of your hardest problems and struggles and hurts and aches and questions and confusions about raising someone or caring for someone who has mental illness, and you're sharing a scenario that maybe seems weird to the average family, and someone else says, oh my gosh, us too, me too, I totally get it. There's like this flood of relief that comes over you and washes over you that is almost medicinal. There's nothing else like it. And so I want this to be a place where that can happen So we're going to connect in the comments. I'll be referring you to my blog at some point so that you can continue reading and talking there. Hopefully have a Facebook page. I want to create this online revolutionary world and community and place for us to really chew through the nitty gritty, to laugh together, to share victories together, to ask real questions, and to get real resources, because I want you to believe that your family can thrive. I want to keep remembering that my family can thrive during those harder and those dark times. And so this is just the start of something that I hope will be huge and beautiful and powerful and will reach far and wide, because I really think that there's a need for it. So welcome. Talk to me in the comments down below. This is the first time I'm ever saying that. Like it and share. I'm mortified to do videos. I keep looking at the camera or the phone and not at the lens. So I'm trying to train myself, and hopefully in a few months I'll look back and say, oh my gosh, that's the worst video I've ever done. But by then we'll be so far in and we'll be changing so many lives and sharing so many victories that it won't even matter. So I'm glad you're here. I hope you keep coming back. I hope that you'll like and share this with families who need this information, who are thirsty for this information, who've been dying for this encouragement, and that we can get to know each other. Introduce yourself, share whatever you'd like to share in the comments, or send me an email. I promise I will respond to them. I can't wait to get this started, you guys. So hi, welcome. This is gonna rock.